guess. I don't know. Today is the day after Christmas, and I am filming this as a confession and just a precursor to my cleaning and organization that I plan to do. Of course, you can hear all my animals came to visit. Anyway, like I said, this is the day after Christmas, so actually my house is pretty clean. It was my Christmas gift to myself to get my house in order for Christmas, and so for the last couple days I've been keeping it okay. But the confession here is that basically I am a closet hoarder. Any of you that have watched my haul videos have seen this firsthand. You've not seen the state of my space, but you've seen all the stuff I've been bringing into my house. So I'm going to give you just a little tour of, first of all, of my upstairs, so you can see that I actually do know how to be clean and organized. And then I'll take you downstairs to my art space, because down there I'm getting ready to, well, I'm trying actually even, I've already started, to clean and organize a little bit so that I can start using the space again, because you will see when we get down there that I'm not joking when I say that I'm a closet hoarder. It's actually kind of scary. So anyway, here we go. Let me turn my camera. Oh, I'm not going to be able to turn it around. I'm going to have to turn it off, and then I'm going to have to come back. Okay. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I guess I'm learning new things about my camera all the time. I'm not able to turn around the viewing direction from front camera to back camera while I'm filming. So anyway, what you're looking at right now is my basement door. My studio, which I'll take you to in a little bit, is downstairs below that. Those are all the Christmas cards I received this year. I do the Christmas cards and Christmas update letter for my dad and for my family together combined, and I did not do that yet this year. So my thought was that I would actually send out a letter at the first of the year when I'm a little more calm, and just an update for everyone. But anyway, this is my cat, my very, very annoying and very loud cat, who's not supposed to be on the table, and who, like a toddler, has decided to come over here while I'm filming, because they're like kids. See, she has this beautiful tree over there to go sit in. Anyway, like children, they know when you're on the phone or you're doing something, and they just come and try to take advantage of you. That's my dog. See, everybody came while I started to film. Anyway, where was I? So that's where my craft room is. This is my kitchen table, and you can see my living room decorated in the background. Oh, okay, she's not on the table. From the camera, it looks like she's on the table again. Anyway, so that's pretty well picked up. I'll take you in there to show you. But here's a remnant of all of that stuff that, nope, do not, get down. A remnant of all of the stuff that I got from, get down, she's just such a bad cat, get down. A remnant from all of my craft hauls, not craft hauls, my estate sale hauls. I had to move it somewhere, and when you'll see in a minute that my basement just cannot support it, I have it over here behind the table. That's some of it, with some of my artwork on the top. So that's a little remnant. Coming through here, this is my kitchen, and you can see actually my sink is empty, which I'm very proud of, and my sink is shined and all of that kind of stuff. And then this is where I had been making my YouTube videos from. I was crafting in here on my table until that got out of hand, because when we're hoarders, like I am, I tend to put things down on a surface. Any surface will do, and then it just multiplies. So that multiplied. There's some of my hoarding behind that screen over there, but the screen hides it. And this is kind of what's left. Actually, this is a display, because I collect beautiful vintage linens. Oh my gosh, she's on this table now too. Beautiful vintage linens and things. And so I just decided I would display them. So that's actually legit a display for that. This is over here. This is some suitcases. Sorry if I made anybody dizzy. I just realized that sometimes that happens when you watch YouTube videos. Go too fast. But this, I collect also vintage luggage, and there's storage in there. Not a really good place for the vintage luggage. I have to figure out some other place for that. And you are a bad cat. Look at this. Bad cat. Anyway, sorry, I probably did it again. I'm learning, guys. Bear with me with the whole going too fast thing. All right, so this is my living room decorated for Christmas, and I'm actually kind of happy that my family, mostly my husband, picked up stuff off the floor here, so now my floor is clean, and then everything is tucked underneath the Christmas tree. So anyway, this goes to show you that I can be neat and tidy. But now let's go downstairs. I have a friend who wonders sometimes why I share stuff. She tells me I often share way too much information. But my thinking is that this can only help people, some people. Some people will be judgy, but, you know, and I keep my neighbors away from my home. And there are very few friends that I let into my home when it gets bad. But yet I'm willing to share with strangers. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's kind of a confession thing. Confession is good for the soul. And plus, I want you to see my progress because I'm planning on working on this. And I would really like for you to see how far I come when I get it done. But on the wall here, I have a little place where I store, this is business stuff. And I still have a corporate entity, even though I no longer publish the magazine that I published. Some of you may know me from that. Some of you, probably a lot of you don't, but I published Altered Arts magazine for 10 years. And the corporation that I founded in order to do that actually still exists and does other things. Not much right now, but that's my business stuff. But anyway, so as you can see, as we're coming down into my space, the stuff on the stair steps here I was trying to sort out, and this is stuff that eventually I plan to sell. Because I am actually, when I go to these estate sales, I do kind of still think of things when I buy them as things that I could eventually sell. Although this is part of the reason why I think that I'm a hoarder, not only the space you're about to see, but also because I watched one of those hoarding shows on TV the other day, and this woman talking about how much she loved her things and her stuff, and I'm thinking, gee, every time I go through all of my vintage linens and stuff, that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like, well, what can I give away? I don't know. I love this. I love that. I love this. So I will have to get that under control. I guess confession, like I said, is good for the soul, and acknowledgement is the first step in recovery. So anyway, so this is storage unit that I have here that is kind of overflowing. The drawer is missing because that's a drawer full of stickers, and I pulled that out to find stickers for the children that I teach, and it got so crazy that I couldn't put it back. So I have yet to do that. But anyways, are you ready? Are you ready? It gets really bad. Okay, you ready? Hold on. Here we go. Okay, that's my space. It's really sad because, and I may put a picture here, a few years ago I went on a major purge organization and cleaning thing, and I wrote an article about it for the magazine, and so I had before and after pictures then, and it's really, really sad that it's back to the before state again. But anyway, this is my space. I'm going to kind of take you around it a little bit so you can get an idea before I move on and do the cleaning and bring you back later. This table is kind of a staging area for cleaning. I had got those 2 storage bins at an estate sale and brought them down here. Those house yarn and string and fabric and stuff, but they're overflowed. There's no place else to put it. This stuff is stuff for junk journals. I haven't had a chance to really organize any of that yet. Most of this stuff is estate sale stuff. It's new that I just I'm trying to organize. The bags in the corner are wedding gowns that I have to cut up. Got the printer's drawer at an estate sale. There's an art easel. There's a bunch of stuff. Fabric books, wallpaper books. That's a drawer unit, has plastic bags and things in it. All sorts of stuff. Here's more of those vintage suitcases that I like to collect. This is an attempt at pre-organization, if you will. Because beyond this door that holds my punches, that actually I had organized back when I did my major organization before, is another storage area, which is a disaster as well. And then this was kind of a pre-organization staging area because I had the areas in there sectioned off. So as I was cleaning the major area down here, I would put it on this table if it had to go in the storage room. And then I just stopped doing it because life got busy. I'm going to try to slowly turn you around. I'm sorry about going so too fast. This is a paint holder. It's fabulous. Who was it that gave it to me? Oh, Canvas Collectibles. A good portion of what's down here in the basement. This is where I actually, in the early days of the magazine, had offices down here. My assistant worked down here with me. I actually had 3 workstations. My assistant worked down here with me, and then sometimes I had another person come and join us and work here. But then probably halfway through the magazine's existence, we went our separate ways. I mean, they still worked for me, but we worked from home as gas got really expensive. Anyway, so that's probably when it got a little crazy because I didn't have anybody to keep it clean for anymore. Over on the wall was my magazine sorter. Oh, I started to say, as I get distracted easily too, I think I have ADD. That is one of many, many, many things that was given to me for the magazine. We had an article that was called, I don't even remember what it's called. Isn't that awful? We had an article like that showcased new things from manufacturers and whatever. And then also I had a design team of about 10 people that designed for the magazine. And they would send stuff for the design team, and one of the designers was me, though I didn't get to do it very often, so a lot of supplies are stuff that I had from the design team and or things to review or publish in the magazine. That was one of them. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing to be able to put the paint in there. Although I'll be truthful and honest with you, since confession is good for the soul. Most of those paints over there are really old, and they probably are dried in the bottle. I just haven't had a chance to do anything. This is all stuff that either needs to be sorted and put away, or that needs to go back in there. And that whole section back there is unfinished basement storage. My husband has his own hoarding section on the right, which I have actually tried to clean my area a number of times, and then it just, I don't know. See, I married somebody very much like me, which in part is probably why we are still together. Is it 27, 28 years later? It'll be 28 in 2018. So in part that's why, but also it makes it very difficult since we're kind of on the same thing. We have different thresholds for how much we can handle as far as the clutter and the mess goes. There's a little nook back behind the stairs over there that also has some storage stuff in it too, which actually that's kind of neat because I haven't messed with that since I cleaned it. I just put stuff in front. Anyway, so there's this. I'm going to move this bag out of the way. This is a garbage bag from when I was down here working and coming around. This is all stuff that needs to be put away, sorted, put away. Actually, this box is stuff, vintage linens and things that I bought that have some serious stains on them that I want to OxyClean. Estate sale stuff that needs to find a home. I have this cute paper sorter here. I really like it. There's stuff in there that shouldn't be there that I don't know where to put. Paperwork and whatever. We'll figure that out someday. And eventually I want to paint it, but in the meantime it needs a home. This is from my Xyron. I had this before the magazine, and I loved it. It's one of the big ones. And it broke along the way. There it is underneath there. And why am I still keeping it? Well, see, this is why I think I'm a hoarder, right? Why am I still keeping? Because I might need it. I think that this adhesive, this double-sided adhesive, I should be able to find a way to use that. The machine, I kept thinking that I would figure out how it was broken, or I'd send it back to the company and ask them to fix it or replace it or whatever. I just never done that. It actually would be cheaper to just throw it away. But I haven't done it. This is, underneath there's all my napkins for decoupage. I actually have those in a place. There's just stuff around, pictures that I picked up at estate sales, other stuff that needs to find a home. This bag needs a home. Don't know where that's going to go. Books. I will say that I'm proud of myself. I have cut myself off with vintage books. The last several times I've gone to an estate sale, I refuse to even look at them because I have too many of them and I haven't used them. And until I use up the ones I have, I shouldn't get any more. Little storage bins that need homes. Back behind there's a toaster oven. This, I don't even know what this is. This is stuff that I can't part with yet, so I was trying to get it out of the way. One of the classes that I taught, that's the bin. I'm laughing because I'm thinking anybody's like I said, I have a friend who thinks, my God, you share too much information, you know, like people don't need to know this about you. Covers of a couple of the magazines that I published. That was the very first one. It was made into a poster and put on the wall for when we had our offices down here. And just a messy corner that I, would like to actually find a storage bin to put over there. That grid thing on the wall is for a class that I taught, that I hang on to because I've taught it a couple of times. This is my to-go art thing, and with stuff inside that I take and use a lot for art. It's supposed to make it easy for me. That's the other side of that big pile of stuff that goes in the unfinished section. That box that I'm pointing at right now, that's a bunch of, looks to me like paperwork and crap. I really don't know what to do with paperwork. It takes too long to scan it all. Might try to take pictures of it. It's easier for me to find if it's stored in electronic format. And then it doesn't take up space, but we'll see how that goes. I am afraid that something's going to happen to my electronics and I'm going to lose stuff. But underneath there is a loom that my mom gave my daughter that I have now, which I'm excited to start to use. That's garbage. That pile right there goes in the garbage bag. I just haven't got it there. Look at how, I actually was organized. Like, I have a box for bling, and I'll show you in a minute where that was supposed to go. But this is what happens. I'm really good. I'm a very good organizer, to be quite honest with you. So maybe that negates some of the hoarding. I don't know. I'm a very good organizer, but I let it get like this. I don't know. I'm not lazy. I work all the time. It's just, I guess I have things I would rather do than do this stuff. Anyway, so you can see those drawers were all organized. I have buttons and, charms and stuff over there. This was made for me by a reader of the magazine. That's her picture on top. Her name is Abby. Through the years, there were a few people that made things for me, which I thought was really very cool. Those are name tags from Art Escape, which is an art retreat in Columbus, Ohio. I just put there. I love this thing that you're seeing now. This is a stamp organizer, and those little shelves can be moved to different positions. I bought this at Adventures in Stamping one year, and I just love it. I got a smaller one for that other small storage room. Those are some vintage license plate holders. I was having a moment there. This is all stuff that I brought down from upstairs. It has to be sorted and have a home. This box is mostly junk journal stuff. And And then back here I started trying to sort things that I'm going to do like a de-stash with. And then that's all stuff that used to be nice and pretty and sorted. This is all stuff that needs to be sorted, and a home needs to be found for it. You know, you can see a bunch of stuff from estate sales on there. Still a lot of stuff. That's junk journal stuff, that big stash of disgusting, overflowing stuff. That's another find, this little thing you can barely see back there, to house inks and stuff. But I'll share this with you also, another thing, those ink pads, I bought those probably 15 years ago, back when I first started the magazine, and most of those are dried out, and they should be thrown away. Underneath there, that's all memorabilia. That says gift items. I think there's probably little gifty things in there. But most of that's memorabilia that I just don't know what to do with. And I'm funny that way. I do save way too much. This is something that I made at, what is her name? Finnebear, Anna Dabrowska's. I took a class from her in Maryland a couple years ago. Wonderful class. She's an excellent teacher, an amazing artist. I hate the colors I chose for this. I don't know what I was thinking. Those are not my colors. I don't do anything in those colors. And so it's just sitting there. So I have to rework that someday. More stuff see that nutcracker without a head or a hat. That's to be repaired. More stuff from an estate sale. This is a big desk. Like I said, we used to work down here for the magazine. This was my work desk. But look at it. You know, all this stuff piled up all over it. Mostly to be sorted. And this, I love this thing. I've used it probably all of 5 times. This is the Pazel's Creative Cutter. It's old. I don't even know if my computer system will support it anymore. It's so big, I have nowhere to put it. And like I said, I haven't used it in a long time. It had a big learning curve for me, and I didn't have time to learn it. Because really, I mean, actually, there's no learning curve for the files that they provide to you. But I got it because I thought it would be really cool to cut my own designs. And that's really why I want it. And I didn't buy it if I said that. That's not what I meant to say. We had an agreement between Pazel's and the magazine. And so I got it through that, through the agreement that we had there for promotion and whatever. So I have this amazing machine, can't use it. It had a dongle thing, something that you plugged in the back of your computer and that allowed it to communicate or whatever, or to authenticate that it belonged to you. And that computer my husband took, we still have it, but the dongle is missing. I have absolutely no idea what happened to it. And, you know, I mean, this would all be solved if I would contact the company, I'm sure, but, you know, it's just one of those things I'm not too thrilled about having to do that. That's a pile of fiber. Actually, it's not a pile, it's in a bin. And that's paperwork that I don't know what to do with, and some fiber that's overflowed. This is part of the organization that I actually had. That closes off there. This is a paper sorter organization. This isn't too bad. But stuff on top I don't know what to do with. And then my little pictures, me and Dee Grunig and me and Tim Holtz there. I can't remember. There was a third one I was going to hang one day, and I never got it printed, because that's the reason why there's an extra space there. Again, back from the magazine days. Look, behind my desk. That's still from the magazine back then, 2008. That's 10 years ago. That's still on my wall, still written there. That's all ribbon in that box. Little containers that I probably don't need to be collecting, but I keep them for paint receptacles and whatever for classes. This is all CDs and DVDs and things like that that I need to find a home for. And I don't know where to put them. It's something I made in one of those paint and sip things or whatever. And then there's the other side of my organization thing, which really these things go in there. I just have to get them off, put them in there, and get that going. But, you know, anyway, so that's that. I'll show you from this end what it looks like. You know, it's not unredeemable, whatever that word is. It can't be, it's not that it cannot be redeemed. How's that? It can. It's not totally ridiculous. A little bit of time here and there, and eventually it'll get done. That's how I did it the last time. But, you know, whatever. Okay, so we're going behind this door. Here we go, behind the door. Okay, so here's the other room. These things predate the magazine even. I had another business. This is my design that I made years and years and years ago. You see my little signature over here. I had rubber stamps made of those, all kinds of things. I used to sell those like crazy. And that just kind of waned. And so I still have these, and I should get rid of them too, because I don't need them. What do I need them for? I'm not going to sell them. You know, what do I need it for? But they're personalizable little things for scrapbookers that say so-and-so loves to crop. And funny story, that's true. I went to an estate sale a couple weeks ago. And I took a picture and sent it to my husband. In a bag of stuff that was offered up at the estate sale was a couple of these pins. Apparently the lady who used to live there was a scrapbooker and had two of my pens with her name on it. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, in here, this is my storage room. I had, back when I did the magazine, that was full of magazine issues and things that I would go in there and pull out for people when they ordered back issues. And now look at it. It's just, you know, and I've tried. This is, you know, again, my organization, but I don't like it. It looks awful and it's falling apart. I have things in here that I will never use. Again, I mean, like for instance, this bin of stuff, that's all what I call alterables. Things that I might make into something someday. Okay, right? But they've been there for 10 years. Maybe more. But this is where the closet hoarder thing comes in, because I know that the moment that I get rid of that stuff, and most of that, some of this is bought stuff, like legit stuff, but some of that is just recycled material, like this, you know? Okay, there's stuff like that in there. But I know that the moment that I purge that, I'm going to have the project that I need that for. Anyway, I've been collecting light bulbs, old light bulbs. Those are all burnout things to use in arts and crafts, and that's not big enough of a container, but... And then there's more stuff from estate sales and whatever, and then we're getting on more. There's my Bind It All machine that I haven't used in forever. This is another bin of, actually I think that's to be sorted, books and book pages. This is a filing cabinet, and truthfully, I don't know right now what's in it. On top, I used to be a Spanish teacher in a former life, so that's all my teaching stuff. Do you see the date on that? Okay, I'm just saying. I tried to make my own loom once to make a scarf. Didn't like what I warped it with. Didn't like it. I don't think oh yeah, I did. I did start weaving on it a little bit down there at the bottom. But anyway, this is very unyieldy and a pain in the rear end, so it just got stuffed in here. I'm sorry if I'm turning too fast again. More storage and whatever. Over there in the corner, I have stored copies of magazines that were running low or sold out, so that I always had my own. And then what's this? Look at this. This is disgusting. Oh, and this, once upon a time, I decided that I needed to collect paper towel rolls. And somewhere in here, there's a whole bunch of toilet paper rolls for some craft. And they're still here. I've never used them. And I had to stop myself from continuing to collect more. And I really should get rid of them. It's same thing with these. You guys will see these. I was collecting oh, I can't take them out. Everything will fall. Those are all lids to things. Oh, I have the piece in here I can show you. this is Christmas stuff, more stuff, all over stuff. This was organized once. Just there are things shoved in there just because they don't know where to go. That was all fabric. That was, Once Upon a Time was neat. Anyway, the lids, I started to make a project out of them. A piece of artwork, and then I just stopped making that. Those are books that were given to my design team. Those are the leftovers. Have yet to do something with them. Cardboard, because we all use cardboard, right? This bin here mostly is giveaways. I've actually given quite a bit to this one of the schools that I teach art at. I teach drawing for little kids in the afternoon, and I teach in a public school in an after-school enrichment program. And I've given a whole bunch of stuff to the art teacher there. That's some of what's left there, more light bulbs. But anyway, so I thought I would take you on a tour before I started to clean, so you could see what it looked like, and so you could appreciate the progress that I make. So thanks for coming along. I'm looking at the time here. That was a half-an-hour tour. Thanks for those of you that stayed until the bitter end. I don't know, it may be like why sometimes I get sucked into reality shows with my children. It might be like watching a train wreck. I don't know. It's true, I don't know. But anyway, so like I said, I'll bring you along as I start to clean this so you can see the progress, and just to kind of keep myself accountable that I'm actually doing something. So maybe once every couple weeks or something, I'll bring you on tour. And hopefully, excuse me, I'll get around to making some stuff again. But you know what's going to happen is that where do I have space right now? My kitchen table or my dining room table? So I'm hoping that they don't turn out like that after working on stuff. So anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and spent some wonderful time with your family and friends, and have a wonderful new year, and look for more from me. Thanks. Bye, everybody.